Good morning, Math 20-3s. How are you doing today? Today's lesson, we're going to be talking about surface area of pyramids and cones. So in this corner here in your notes package, you notice there is a pyramid, and there's some characteristics of a pyramid that we have to be aware of. Number one, obviously it comes to a point at the top. So all the faces come to a point, and then there's a couple of terms that we need. The height of a pyramid is from the very middle of the base right to the peak, and then the slant height is the height of one of the triangles. So in a pyramid you have triangles that make up the outer faces of the shape, and we're going to find the surface area. So just like prisms, we have to find the area of every one of the faces. In this case, in this pyramid, we've got 4 triangles, and then we have a rectangular base that we'd have to find the area and then add all those areas together. Let's try a couple of examples. First example is a pyramid that exists in France, and it's a museum called the Louvre. It's made out of glass, and the dimensions of one of the pyramids in the Louvre has a height of 70 feet and a base of 115 feet. Now, if we're to find the surface area of the glass walls, so that would be just the 4 triangles, not the floor. What you notice here is this slant height measurement is missing. So we have to figure that one out. But you also notice that we have a triangle here. It's a right triangle, so we can use the Pythagorean theorem to help solve the slant height of that triangle. And one of the characteristics of the height is that it's right dead center into the middle of the base. And so this length will be half the base length. So if we take 115 and divide it by 2, we'll get 57.5, and that will be the slant height, 57.5. So now we can go ahead and find the 57.5 goes down here. Now we can go ahead and find the slant height. We'll use the Pythagorean theorem. So 57, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 57.5 squared plus 70 squared equals, 57.5 squared is 3,306 rounded, plus 70 squared is 4,900, and we'll add those up. We'll get 8,206. And then in order to find the slant height, we have to take the square root of this. Okay, because this is 8,206 is c squared. In order to get c, we need to square root it. And that works out to 90.6. So now I can put 90.6 as the slant height. Now I can go ahead and figure out the area of the 4 triangles. Now, because it's got a square base, the length of each of the triangles will be the same. So this side is 115, the back side is 115, and this side here is 115. So the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So I'm going to figure out this triangle here. This base is 115. The height, which we just calculated, is 90.6. And then I'll divide by 2. And when I do all that calculation, I get 5,209.5. Now, because there's actually 4 triangles and they're all equal, I'll multiply this by 4 times 4, and I get 20,838 squared feet. as the amount of glass in the Louvre. Okay, example 2. What if the side lengths are different? So these 4 triangles aren't all identical. I'll have 2 pairs that are identical. The left and the right will be the same, and the front and the back will be the same. And then in this case, I will also have to calculate the area of the floor, or the base. So let's do the triangles. Let's do this triangle. Remember, area of a triangle is equal to base times height divided by 2. So this base is 8 times the height of that triangle, 12, divide by 2, and that's 48. And there are 2 of them, this triangle and then the back side, the left side triangle. That equals 96 meters squared. Okay, so let's do the front and the back. The front's base is 12. The height, it says, is 10. We'll divide that by 2. And that's equal to 60. And then there's 2 of them, this front side and then the very back. That equals 120 meters squared. Now I'll do the base, which is a rectangle, 12 by 8. So area of the rectangle is 12 by 8. That's equal to 96 meters squared. And then in order to get the total, I have to add these 3 amounts. And by adding those, you get 312 meters squared. Okay, if you flip the page in your notes, there's 2 practice pyramids for you to try. Pick one and find the surface area.